Some people don't look traumatized. They look strong, reliable, independent, like they've got everything handled. That's the part people don't understand. Childhood trauma doesn't always make someone collapse. Sometimes it makes them adapt so well, you mistake survival for personality. Psychology is very clear about this. Early trauma doesn't just create pain, it rewires the nervous system. It reshapes how someone scans a room, how they attach, how they protect themselves, how they stay safe. And the scary part? Most of these adaptations look like strengths, until you look closer. Here are 5 traits psychology consistently sees in adults who grew up with trauma. And if this feels uncomfortably specific, that's not random. First, they sense emotional shifts instantly. Before anyone says a word, the air changes slightly, a tone drops half a note, a facial expression tightens for a second. They notice. Not because they're dramatic, not because they're anxious, because their brain was trained to notice. Psychology calls this hypervigilance. When you grow up in unpredictability, your brain doesn't get to relax. It learns to scan constantly. As a kid, picking up subtle emotional shifts might have kept you safe. It told you when to stay quiet, when to leave the room, when to prepare for impact. That system doesn't just shut off at 18. As an adult, you read rooms faster than anyone else. What others call overthinking, you call obvious. But here's the catch. Your body still reacts like it's protecting you, even when there's nothing to survive. Second, they feel responsible for other people's emotions. If someone's upset, it hits you like it's your job to fix it. If someone's distant, you wonder what you did. If someone's angry, your stomach tightens. Psychology links this to emotional role reversal. As a child, you may have had to manage someone else's moods to stay safe. Maybe a parent's anger, maybe instability, maybe silence. You learned early that keeping others calm meant reducing danger. So now, you don't just care about people, you feel accountable for them. You apologize quickly, you smooth tension automatically, you over-explain so no one misreads you. It looks like kindness, but underneath, it's conditioning. Third, they struggle to relax without feeling unsafe. This one's subtle. Calm can feel wrong. When chaos was normal growing up, your nervous system adopted to high alert. So when things are quiet, your body doesn't always register that as peace. It registers it as something's about to happen. You stay busy, you distract yourself, you overwork, you scroll, you fill silence. Not because you love stress, because your system learned how to function inside it. Relaxation can feel undeserved or temporary, like it won't last anyway. That's not weakness, that's a nervous system that never got consistent safety. Fourth, extreme independence. You don't ask for help easily. You solve things alone. You downplay your needs. Psychology calls this defensive self-reliance. When support wasn't dependable, your brain adapted. It minimized expectation. It reduced vulnerability. It decided relying on yourself was safer than risking disappointment. Now people call you strong, self-sufficient, low maintenance. What they don't see is how uncomfortable it feels to lean on someone, how asking for help feels like exposure. Independence looks powerful, but for many trauma survivors, it wasn't a choice, it was survival. Fifth, deep empathy paired with hidden pain. You understand suffering quickly. You sense it before people explain it. You sit with others easily. You don't judge. Psychology shows that early pain can increase emotional awareness. You had to read feelings to survive, so now you read them well. But here's the part no one notices. You rarely show your own pain. You learned early that your emotions were inconvenient, ignored, or unsafe to express. So you became the strong one, the steady one, the one who carries things quietly. You can hold everyone else, but struggle to let someone hold you. Psychology is clear about something important. Trauma doesn't just break people, it shapes adaptations, hyper-awareness, emotional intelligence, resilience, perceptiveness. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Survival traits are not the same as personality. Just because something protected you once doesn't mean you have to keep carrying it forever. Hypervigilance kept you safe, but it also keeps you tense. People-pleasing reduced conflict, but it also erases you. Independence protected you from disappointment, but it can isolate you now. You don't need to stay in survival mode forever. You don't need to be strong every second. Safety, softness, rest, those aren't luxuries. They're things your nervous system probably didn't get enough of. And if any of this felt specific, almost too specific, that's not coincidence. It's pattern recognition. So here's something worth thinking about. Which of these traits feels the most familiar? And more importantly, which one are you tired of carrying? Drop one in the comments. Just one. Because sometimes the first step out of survival is admitting you've been in it.